think we've stumped Hack. We cut him frozen in his tracks with that question.
He's probably going to leave again. Well, why'd you ask him that? Now he left.
Right? Like he wasn't having that Valor question. The hard questions. So I guess you're saying grinding that gear really grinds your gears.
Yeah, that's oof. I was just laughing at you actually using Neesh probably and not Nashay.
Oh.
Have this like little niche one, niche, Nashay. So,
Nietzsche.
yeah.
You can't trust anybody from Frostmourne. Y'all are probably the sketchiest people in NA.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So Frostmourne, I need to issue an apology to your entire server. Turns out you guys are legit.
All right. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Twitch. Thanks for waking up today, this Sunday, with some morning wood. We got the week of March 23rd coming up today. We got March 21st. If you're watching this live, if you're watching it here on YouTube the next day, we're going to be talking about this week coming up here in WoW. I guess we will roll right on into it with Mythic Pluses this week. So, Mythic Plus this week, we got Tyrannical, Inspiring, Necrotic, and of course we got Prideful. Real quick disclosure, last week, apparently mixed things around. It was Spiteful last week, not Inspiring. So, yeah, my bad. I should fact check every week a little bit better, but that's what happens when I put this together.
We're sure it's Inspiring this week, right?
Sure 90%. Like, I've realized I can't 100% commit to facts being factual. So, I guess let's go through what we got. So, Tyrannical, of course, 30% more health. Bosses and their minions inflict up to 15% more damage. Inspiring, we covered that last week a little bit, but we'll go over it again. So, that's where that one ad is going to buff the ones around him so they can't be interrupted. So, that's the one you got to burn down. Necrotic, kind of annoying if you're a tank, because this is the one that stacks up, or enemy melee attacks apply a stacking blight that inflicts damage over time and also reduces the healing received. So I didn't realize it also gave a damage tick. I just always knew of it as the like mortal strike effect, but it also does damage. So actually reading the tooltip, that was weird for me to see.
Well, it was changed, so possible that that's added, but I feel like that has always been a thing, like a very light damage tick added to it as well.
Not enough to really notice, but you're more worried about I can't be healed type effect.
Right.
With that, though, there's a lot of tanks that can basically cheese that effect, right, with the resets, because I believe it's a poison or a bleed, or...
It used to be a magic debuff, now it does physical damage. So that gets rid of the way a lot of people can cheese it. I was actually just looking through some stuff on it here. Like DKs used to be able to AMS it it wouldn't like drop stacks, but it would prevent application of new stacks. So it would essentially time out. Not 100% sure if Bob drops it, but it would essentially do the same thing. It would either drop it or it would just prevent extra ticks, which I mean, can't really keep a bop up without dropping aggro.
So Kyrian, I believe their potion resets this, right? Or like clears it?
I believe so, because yeah, it's physical damage. Doesn't say that it's a bleed, but you can assume that it's a bleed. So I believe Kyrian Potion does get rid of it.
Yeah, I was trying to look that up real quick. I'm pretty sure it still does, but...
Right, because if that's the case, looking at just Wowhead's like best tank covenants, 4, well, I guess 3/4 of the tank specs are running Kyrian, so that's a lot of tanks that can negate this. About half of them. I guess
I might be wrong, but I think every tank can run Kyrian and it's good.
Like, I've just got Wowhead's thing up right now, so it's got Vengeance at Kyrian, but are Vengeance running Night Fae for the hunt, or they're not because
For Havoc is.
Havoc is?
Havoc runs it, yeah, just for it's an insane damage, but
I mean, Elysian Decree is also really good for both specs.
it's good for Mythic Plus or any AoE scenarios, yeah. Single target, the hunt wins.
Okay. Well, and then Guardian Druid, of course, is going Night Fae because that's just ridiculous with Convoke. Like,
yeah, but Kyrian's good for them too.
Yeah, on the tank side, Kyrian and Necro are actually pretty good for tanks, but I feel like enough value off Night Fae, all their other specs, that most of them are running it.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on if you main Guardian or not.
Nobody does that.
A thing we came across last night, because I guess I've never...
Not even Lynkz.
What was that?
Nothing.
No one mains Guardian.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it. We had a Guardian tank last night in our... We did a Thop last night. And the Guardian tank was Kyrian, but he didn't put the buff on one of his allies. He put it on himself. So, do you guys know how that ability works?
Yeah, you put it. I think even if you put it on somebody else, you also get it, and then anytime you pop it afterwards, you buff each other.
Yeah. So
or you buff yourself and your spirit.
It gives you more value when you use it on somebody else. Like, I didn't know the logistics behind it, but of course, Cheat was in there, and he's Mr. WoW Dictionary, and he was trolling the Druid tank because he put it on himself, when if he would have put it on Cheat with the damage Cheat does, apparently it would have made him take like half the damage in the whole dungeon that he had taken. So it's something where every time like Cheat does damage, if he does a lot of damage, it basically throws this guy a bunch of rage and also reduces the damage he takes. So big value on putting that on your best DPS.
Was not aware of that interaction.
He said it's ridiculous when he would put on like a fire mage, and during a fire mage's convoke, that like he'd have too much rage that he just couldn't get rid of it. So but I guess, so did you guys do many keys this week, or how you guys sitting on this last week's key progress?
Yeah, I've done a few keys to this week. I ran a few 10s with some of the guildies. We tried to do a 16 last night, a 16 necrotic wake, and we did not make the timer, so we're gonna do a 15 today on it. Hopefully.
Nice. So how you guys coming towards KSM?
I'm still pretty far out. I did a couple 14s this week, but I haven't really had time to sit and just like veg out on WoW. Like, just haven't had opportunity to like hard commit yet.
Right. What about you, Moose? I guess how many 15s you got knocked out? There's 8, right?
Yeah. I think I've got. Only got 8 left to go, and then
Fair. So
yeah.
make
No,
good
so
progress.
The some hard math there.
Yeah, you had to carry the 1 and whatnot.
That's some beautiful minds shit.
I was talking to Hornets earlier this week, and she informed me that she had a higher IO than me on her mage. So now I gotta push keys to become the highest IO mage in Might.
Oh, well, you're not even the highest IO mage right now, are you?
In Might?
Yeah.
Or on a server? Yeah, I am now in Might.
Okay, so after that you passed her.
Yeah, I had to nip that in the bud, you know?
See, like I wanted to be the highest druid, but like you see who I got to compete with, right? Like Miss Keystone.
Yeah. You could be the highest guardian druid.
I think I am already because
Oh,
I'm not even that far for passively doing it behind her.
yeah.
Like, I guess how are we looking across the board on this thing?
How many keys do you have left for 15?
How well with the one I did last night, I needed about 8 still.
Okay.
So I pushed a 14 top, so I'm getting pretty good 14s. I've got 5 14s done. So like I'm doing the staging, the build the resume of 14s that maybe somebody will take me to a 15, even though it's you're only going into 15 if you've done 30 of these. So
Mm-hmm. The only way you get into a 15 is if you have a plus 20 cleared.
fair, right?
Or if you have a guild group.
Yeah.
Well, on a side note, if you guys want, I've got a 15, I believe, Plaguefall is what we push that top to. So if we want to knock that out today or tomorrow, try and at least get us one of the 8 done.
I'm down.
Cool. I'm not sure if I'll be around, but
Well, let's see here. Well, how's Might looking? I think we had 3 people with Keystone Master when I looked last. Where we at here? Might.
not gonna lie, the only person I'm aware of is Baylock.
Oh,
Bay,
cheat has it.
Cheat, and Mav. Mav is like a god tier healer. Like, do you know about this guy?
He's like the sleeper healer. Like, I never run. I've never seen him like. I've never run keys with him before, but like.
I don't even think he's really sleeper. He just doesn't really play with everybody in Might like often, right?
So
Kind of
he doesn't raid,
kind of just does his own thing.
but like he does keys all the time, and I think like if you just throw like, hey, I'm looking for a healer for a 15 or a high level key, he'll just jump in. Like he's
Right.
But so 3 people, and Night Song needs a thop, a 15 thop, and then she'll get it.
Really?
Well, I don't know if her HOH is Oh no, okay, she got 2, maybe 3. And Scrumpy snuck up there with his monk. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's been tanking a lot. Good old Brewmaster.
Okay, they must have done a guild 16 then for Mist, because a lot of them have a 16 complete.
Mm. I know they ran a 15 necrotic wake last night, and then we ran a 16 necrotic wake right after.
And that didn't go the best, or what was your shortage there?
Yeah, I think we were just a little short on time. And then we got to the final boss, and the exiles were coming out pretty quick, and we started falling behind on those, and almost getting to the point where we're getting 2 DPS exiled at the same time.
Oof.
Which not great.
Yeah, no boss damage isn't going to help that fight. At least it wasn't a tie week, huh? Then you guys would have been just...
Oh yeah, if it was tied, we never would have even gotten close. Like, we were having trouble breaking the shields for the final boss there.
So I guess...
Where was that at?
Necrotic Wake.
Mm.
So we're at week 2 of the new Valor system. I guess, Hakkd, if you got any gear, have you been chasing the gear? I guess, like, how's this impacting your play?
I feel like it's not really that big of a deal for mains because the cap of 220. It's more of like an alt catch up. I have gotten one piece that I want to farm Valor out and upgrade. Couldn't tell you what it is. And I do have my eye out for trinkets. But again, like, I haven't had time to sit there and just play hardcore in Valor farm. Otherwise, I might have more to say about it. But it's definitely, it'll have a little bit of value on some of my, fill out the rest of my little gear slots. But I think it's It's mostly something that's good for alts.
What about you there, Moose? How are you feeling about it?
I haven't upgraded a piece yet because I think on my mage, my item level is too high for the. I don't have the keystone requirements yet to be doing the upgrades I need to do to push upgrades. But on alts, it's going pretty well. I learned something pretty interesting the other day. Apparently, if you don't feel like hanging out in Oribos, but you want to upgrade your Valor gear, you can go to Nashay, and the benthic upgrade vendor there will upgrade your Valor gear.
So that upgrade guy works for everything, huh?
Yeah.
How do you discover that? Like, how is it a thing? Like,
Wowhead, somebody found it.
oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like a random cheat fact of the day.
Yeah. I don't go to Nashay. I try not to, but.
Well, we'll put that as the first moose dropping of the day. If you want to go upgrade your Valor gear, and if you want to just go off to Bora Bora, go to the watery depths of Nashay and upgrade your piece there. Did we lose the Hakkd?
Yeah, it looked like his Discord connection was pooping.
Well, we'll wait and let this adjust when he comes back. And I'll just lean over.
Yeah. In the meantime, we could talk about how great Nashay is. If you haven't been recently, the weather's great. Take the kids,
Right, vacation season's coming up here. Start going to the beaches of Nashay. So
I'm back.
Welcome back.
It's like COVID beaches. There's not many people there, so it's pretty spread out. You can social distance to nobody being there. Let's see here. So, I guess on the Valor side of things, I feel like trinkets is kind of like where it's going to be at for me chasing gear. Like, I'm not going to go find a weapon, because a two-handed weapon is going to take 1,000 Valor to upgrade. And that's each bump. So I feel like that's just an insane amount.
A lot.
Yeah. How many levels are there right now?
7,
how many upgrade ports? 7?
9 or 7?
12?
12?
I think there's 12 ranks.
Yeah. So if there's 12 ranks and you get an item, you can't even have enough Valor to upgrade it fully. Because the cap right now is
like
5700?
I mean, that's including like base item level, like from a +2, like a 187 would be rank 1 or rank 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, depending on where you get it to drop from.
If Lynkz was just running every Plaguefall key that he could find, 2s, 5s, 7s, 10s, and it happened to drop from a 2, he'd be kind of shafted trying to upgrade it to the point where it's relevant.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's so weird to me that each upgrade is gonna. It's like price, because as opposed to like the conquest system, where if you're upgrading from rank 2 to 3, it's honor or whatever.
Yeah, your mic's cutting out again.
And then from 4 to 5, it's 500 honor, and then it's just like progressively up and up.
It doesn't scale up, right? It's just like a ring's like 400 or something, just flat each tier.
Well, why'd you ask him that? Now he left.
Right? Like he wasn't having that Valor question. The hard questions. So yeah, it's 12 ranks, and like, what did I do the numbers on something the other day of like how to upgrade it, what it's going to cost? Because you get $125 a run, right?
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
Yeah, so, okay, here. So trinket, it's 400 for a bump, okay? So, let's say you start with your basic trinket. I'm gonna grab the calculator here. Because I think we did this last week. I feel like I did this with somebody. Maybe it was just live in the moment. But, so 184 is a M0 piece, right?
Yes.
And then you go 12 rungs up. Is it 12 or 11 rungs then? Like,
I think your gear would be at rank 1 of 12, wouldn't it? If it's at the base 184.
So that would make it 11 upgrades, yeah?
yep, so 11 upgrades, and you're looking at 400 per pop. So 4,400. So you're basically going your cap to move a trinket from base all the way up. But 4,400 divided by 125, you're looking at 35 dungeons. And if you say half hour a piece, you're gonna get 2 an hour. So what, 30, roughly 20 hours of dungeons to max out the trinket. Like,
yeah, that's oof.
based on that, like, I wonder why Blizzard would even put a cap in there, because you're looking at 20 hours to do that. If somebody put in 40 hours, they're getting 2 max level 220 pieces.
Yeah. But then you also have to have the keystone requirement for actually hitting those upgrades.
Right?
Well, I think a lot of what it is this, I mean, I think it's a little overboard, but this isn't supposed to be like a source of gear. Like, this isn't supposed to be like the progression system of PvE gearing. This is like a filler. This is that like targeted piece. You can get 1 or 2 targeted pieces, kind of, because you need them to drop. But
kind of like the that one system from BFA where you got the whatever it was called, the Azurite essence that you could buy, the bad luck protection, whatever.
kind of, yeah, it's supposed to be a filler. Like, essentially, you don't want all pieces of your gear to be stuff that was upgraded.
It's kind of filling that last couple pieces you can't get to drop in the raid.
Because I think in the end game, I think is still supposed to be like your plus 14 chest at the end of the week with 226 gear in it, or Mythic Raid.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's the permanent solution, but I guess we'll see how it goes when the new.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the first iteration of, the way they've implemented it here. So, all it, could just say it needs more. Can't think of the word.
Tuning.
Tuning, yeah. Iteration. That's the word I was looking for. More iteration. Maybe next season they mess with the values a little bit better or whatever.
So, what's the most dungeons you've done in a week? With either Moose, what's the most dungeons you think you've ever done in a week?
For sure, the most dungeons I've ever done, I hit the 10 mark once in Shadowlands for that row.
Okay,
The
fair.
wall.
All 3 slots.
What about you there?
I've only done that once.
Same.
So, did the numbers on if you got your 184 weapon, the highest thing, the 1,000, getting the 1,000 Valor to bump it all the way up to the max. It's gonna be 88 dungeons is what you'd have to do to push that. So
yeah, but also, I mean, if you're trying to upgrade a 184 weapon all the way to 220, like, that's dumb.
Simple.
Don't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it if you're really that, like, hard off to get it, but you assume you have higher than a 184 weapon, so maybe you just save it just in case you don't get anything else, but
Yeah, like doing that many, you're gonna just gear out.
if you don't have the Valor to upgrade it any higher than what you're wearing.
Alright. I guess anything else in the Mythic Plus topic? We want to move on from there.
I think I'm good.
I actually do want to point out, I think one iteration on this system that would be better is get rid of all the fucking ranks. Like, there's too many ranks, which I think is the Conquest gear where you've got 200, 207, 213, 220. That's that.
Right.
And that would cut down and use the same values for the upgrade.
Right, that is kind of weird they put that extra one in between there, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I think it was in MOP. They have the system where you could upgrade a piece of gear twice, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they've done that a couple of times. They did it in MOP. They did it in WAD, where it had like you got your Valor cap for the week, and yeah, you could upgrade it twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I prefer a system like that. I think where, like, say you go into a +10, you could upgrade that piece twice instead of trying to grab a 184 and grind it all the way up. Give yourself a little bump, not do 88 dungeons to get your weapon up to max level. Well, Hack disagrees, and he really hates the fact that I said so.
I'm out. So, I guess you're saying grinding that gear really grinds your gears?
Yeah, that's... Oof.
Morning, Dad.
I missed what just happened because my shit disconnected, but something grinds your gears.
Well, I think he's agreeing with you on the, there's too many levels to bump it up, so.
Or if anything, let it be, like, get rid of all the middle ground and do one upgrade up to 200. So, like, if you get a piece at 184, 190, whatever, have it be one upgrade to take it to the base 200. And then maybe from there you can do the 203, 27, like 3 per. Because I don't mind the 3 per, because the idea with the weekly cap on Valor is that you get 750 a week. So you can do one upgrade on a piece of gear per week based on like the weekly cap. Because right now we've got the catch-up system, but going forward to next season, you're only going to get 750 a week. But with that, like, just make it one upgrade to take it to the base 200, and then one upgrade to 207, and then maybe from there you can do 210, 213, 216, 220, because you don't want to be able to like upgrade at the snap of your finger up to the highest, but you also want that weekly cap to be worth it. 750 a week, it's not a lot.
Yeah, because that's not going to be much to play with. Like, you're talking like not even able to upgrade a two-hander in 1 week with that.
Exactly. Which is, I mean, so if you compare it to like Conquest now and in the past, where, first week of a PvP season, you don't get to buy a weapon. You cannot earn enough Conquest, due to the cap. You just don't have enough. And I'm cool with that. But that doesn't work if, you're trying to upgrade this shit from base, like a couple big jumps, and then you can go to the smaller incremental, once you're towards the cap.
Fair.
That would be my thought on it.
Alright, there we go. So that's Hakkd's final thoughts on the Valor system. Needs some tuning. There'll probably be some tuning since it's kind of in the infant stages right now. So
yeah,
hopefully good things to come on that front. Alright, let's move on to world bosses. So we're cycling around again here. So we're back to Bastion in that northwest side. We got Valinor up this week. 3 classes you want to be out there with: Elemental Shaman, Holy Priest, and Rep Paladin. Get out there, get your Legos. So knock out Holy Priest real quick. So Holy Priest is the self-battle res. It's Archbishop Benedictus. You die, spirit form, come back from spirit form, you're still alive. Based on logs and stuff like that, everybody's looking for throughput. Nobody wants to have this like little niche one. Niche? Nashay? So,
Nietzsche.
yeah, so nobody's running this one. I found like 1% of Mythic Plus people had it, but not worth it. Elemental Shaman, still going to be your top one with the Wind Speaker's Lava Resurgence. You're looking at Raid BIS for single target, multi-target, like 50% of people are running it. PvP, I think it's still BIS. It looks like it's got some other ones that like function in there. I think it's like top 2 because there's a different one out there that you use like 3 different elemental stuff and it stacks up your damage. So I think that one's kind of competing with it. And then Mythic Plus, you're looking at being like the second, third best in slot because people are running the Flame Elemental lasting longer in Mythic Pluses, so that must be a higher AoE effect. But I guess Wind Speaker's Lava Surgeons, what it's going to do is when you cast that Earth Shock, you gain Lava Surge. It increases the damage to your next Lava Burst by 20%. So good on single target, multi-target. I think you got some other options out there. Moose, I guess you're playing Elemental Shaman. What are you using for your Lego right now? Is this it, or?
I've been patiently waiting for this one to come back. So I'm going to be out there doing my thing, But
there you go.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm excited.
So yeah, because Ellie got like a nerf, but it's basically its interaction with this legendary is like the same. Because they buffed the hell out of Earthshock and nerfed Lava Burst a little bit. So
okay.
But the AoE buff was tremendous. They got
AoE buff is insane.
Earthquake got buffed pretty good. Oh.
And Chain Lightning, right?
Yeah, and Chain Lightning.
Alright, so definitely on your to-do list, if you're Elemental Shamans, you could see Moose out there, catch him outside. He'll be out there getting that too.
Catch me outside.
Alright, and then for Rep Paladins, it's Final Verdict. So what this thing's going to do, it's going to replace your Templar's Verdict with Final Verdict. It's a devastating strike that deals a bunch of attack power as holy damage, 15% chance to activate your Hammer of Wrath and reset its cooldown. So I believe, I don't know if this one got a buff or if something in the Paladin things changed, but like this jumped up. Like from what I saw on the logs, it looks like it's single target BIS for raids now. Like 60% are running it for single target. Mythic Plus, it's not very great. Like 8% of people are running it. For PvP, I think it's like 40% use. You being our Paladin guy there, Hakkd, I guess, what are your thoughts on this now? Because last time you said it wasn't useful, but I think it's changed a little bit, right?
Yeah, before it had like niche uses where it's castable from a range. I think it adds like a 10-yard range, 15-yard range to it. Is my mic cutting out?
No, you're good. It
Right now?
is better.
No? Okay.
You're frozen, but
No, I was just laughing at you actually using Neesh properly and not Nashay.
But yeah, this got buffed in 905 because before it did the same amount of damage as Templar's Verdict. Um, so it's kind of like, what does this even do? Like, this is stupid. But now it's a buffed version of Templar's Verdict. It does more damage, castable from range, and whatever we were talking about last time too, where it can't be disarmed. It's usable while disarmed or something.
Right, because it's holy damage, so if you're disarmed, it's still going to do the damage, so it's able to be...
Well, Templar's Verdict is all holy damage too.
Okay, so how does that scale then? Because I guess it's range now, not melee. Is that the thing?
Yeah, maybe it's not like a melee weapon attack.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I haven't started messing with it yet because I hate Torghast. So to force myself to get the Soul Ash, get that baby built.
See, I guess we'll go into that here in a second, but so recap: World Boss, Valinor, Upper Northwest, and Bastion, Elemental Shaman, Holy Priest, Ret Paladin. All three you get out there. Holy Priest, you can stay in town. You don't really need to go out there and die to get that. But let's talk about Torghast for a second. So I run 6 Torghast a week. I do 3 tunes, 2 on each tune. I don't mind it as much anymore. It's kind of just like routine now.
That's the problem though, is it's routine. It's a chore. Like, I don't know. So my issue with Torghast is I was really excited for Torghast coming into Shadowlands, and it's not what Torghast was supposed to be, and it's turned into a chore. And like, I mean, yeah, I could probably, as a routine, just get it done, whatever, but it's not fun. I don't want to do it. There's nothing that is enjoyable about it. It's only doing it, well, except when you're blind. When you're blind,
That was fun as shit.
That was fun. But no, like if you're just doing it as a routine by yourself, just a chore, like you're doing it because you have to do it, not because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I was really excited for Torghast to be coming into Shadowlands.
So only when you go into Hakkd and Musadin mode, then it's fun.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
So I guess on the chore front, so like you don't do dailies or like the Maw stuff, like that's not even on your bucket list anymore. Okay.
No, I don't like chores. Like, there's some stuff that I will do my WoW chores, but they're not enjoyable.
So I guess what's your thought there on Moose? You still Torghast like in the middle of the road for you, or how you?
I honestly don't go in there unless I have somebody to go with.
Okay.
If I have somebody I can go in with and joke around and laugh about it, like Torghast on the mage is not fun at all because you basically have to time everything with combust and then you wait for combust to come back and then you have to time everything again. Whereas like on the demon hunter, I can just run through it and be a goon, just kill stuff, and it's a lot more fun.
A goon.
A goon.
Oh, okay, so you guys solo it then, or run it with people you know, is kind of how your front is on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really run with people too much, because that was like a dangerous thing at the beginning, and I just, because groups were like really fucking hard at the start,
Mm-hmm.
so I just kind of got used to running it solo.
So they've changed the tuning. I do 5-mans every week.
Yeah, I know.
And set it up like a dungeon group. We're getting so my 3 tunes I'm running right now are all tanks. So I run in there as tank, grab myself a healer, grab myself somebody with hero because hero resets every layer. Mm-hmm. So we're knocking these out 20 minutes, I think, with 200 plus item level. So like we're going through. So again, it's a pretty big time sink because you're talking 40 minutes per tune, I guess 40 minutes to an hour per tune to get your Soul Ash, but getting those different Legos out there when they potentially retune something is kind of what I playing for the long game in my mind, like, so I have all the Soul Ash like banked up.
Yeah. No, definitely good, because I like, oh, I want this legendary, but I have 0 Ash. So it's like, all right, well, I need like, give me like 3 weeks, and I'll get around to trying that out. It's pretty much where I'm sitting with the final verdict legendary for it.
So I started going with getting tier 2 anytime I buy a Lego. I buy the tier 2 one, so I wait till I have the 1800.
Right.
And then all the ones I had for the singles, it's 3800 to bump it up to the max level. So I finally got my Boomkin Lego max level. Like, I've been just running 190s on everything, or like 210s. Like, down for the Druid having every spec, I've got like 8 Legos now. Like, just the baby versions, just to get variety.
Hell, I still prefer that over like multiple classes. Right. Multiple characters trying to grind out Soul Ash for their like 2 or 3 spec specific legendaries that they want.
Right, and then, well, then I'm doing that on 3 different classes, and then
Yeah,
the
it was more of a time sink. Yeah.
Druids and monks, so they've got variety in all their specs and Legos. So, all right, I think we're good on world boss thing. So, I guess let's touch on the raid. So, we'll just throw out the numbers again with where we're at here on Cutting Edge. So there's 520 guilds now have Cutting Edge. It's up from 456 last week. Horde still got a little bit of an edge on Alliance. They're at 382, up another 54 from where they're at last week. When I say they're a little bit on Alliance, they got 382, Alliance is 138. So, like, tripling them up is just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit.
Horde jumped 54 more guilds last week. Alliance jumped up 10. So, Alliance isn't really catching up very fast either. Let's see here. I guess, did you guys see the titles for Hall of Fame got revoked for like 16 guilds, 10 guilds? Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't. Makes sense though.
He must have been one of the people that got revoked. Like, let's see. Yeah, Blizzard removes 16 guilds removed. So, oh, so I thought it was all Chinese guilds, but no, it was a variety of them, huh? And it was
so it was EU and NA and China?
No EU. Here, we'll go to the... I got it pulled up here. So these are the ones that got removed. It was 85 through 100. Wait, so it was the last 16 guilds were all ones that cheated? Is that what...
That's what it looks like.
Man, that's crazy to have, like, none be legitimate. Like, 16 in a row cheated. But I guess there are 2 EU ones in there, or 3 EUs. But I thought it was all China guilds, but it's equal shares of all these, huh?
Yeah, that's maybe that was on the right hand side. Maybe that was the botters schedule there. Like, oh, the first one we did at 12:56, second one we did at 1:12.
Yeah,
Took a
let's
little
say
break at 8:18.
they had them like set up.
They are like half hour apart that first run, right? Or almost.
Yeah.
And then
Because all I needed was a Donnie kill, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a mess. Well, for shame, you guys, for shame.
Yeah. noticed there's a lot of Frostmourne players, so obviously you can't trust anybody from Frostmourne. Y'all are probably the sketchiest people in NA.
Buying IO and shit.
Right. So that achievement, was it a permanent ban? Do you know, or what was the?
Oh, no idea.
Wait, Blizzard removed 16 Chinese guilds from Lions Hall of Fame. Oh, so what I pulled up, those are the new guilds added. Those are the ones that backfilled the spots. So those aren't the ones that...
after it closed. After it closed.
Okay.
Oh.
So Frostmourne, I need to issue an apology to your entire server. Turns out you guys are legitimate.
All right, so congrats to those guys that got the medals after the fact. Oh man.
Oh boy.
So, I guess in the raid front, Might's kind of in a weird spot, right? Because our 2 raid nights now, we go in there, we knock out Donnie on Tuesday, and we're trying to figure out what to do with this Friday thing. I guess you're in upper management there, Hakkd. I guess what's the plan? What do you see us doing here? No idea.
Yeah, I mean, talked about it earlier. I haven't really been around, so not really sure. I actually forgot about raid on Wednesday. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, so I'm not gonna make it.
Hakkd is like the
and then
director of
Friday,
janitorial services, you know?
Pretty much. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think they're just trying to lock it down. So they obviously made like a Mythic Raid tap in. It seems like we're trying like a Mythic only like separate day, which to me I figured Friday would turn into, but if that doesn't work for everybody that's interested, then I think that's what they're trying to work around.
Yeah, I thought that would be the simpler thing, just to fill it in that slot. But so, I don't know, above my pay grade. So, Moose, I guess we got AOTC out of the way. I think you're not big on Mythic progression. I guess you done with raid? You gonna do all? So I guess what's your raid plan now?
Yeah, I might do alts. I just don't really have much interest in Mythic, to be honest. And I mean, could I do Mythic? Probably. Might not be the best at it, but I probably could do it. But I just don't really feel like doing that. I'd rather just chill until 9.1, depending on when 9.1 comes out. If 9.1 comes out in like July, then I might have to step into Mythic to do something interesting.
I mean, I will say that there's a little bit of a stigma around the word Mythic Raid, right? Like, it, especially at this point in the tier when like everything's been nerfed to shit. Like, Mythic's still pretty chill. Like, it is progression again, because you got to figure some shit out. But I mean, it's nothing super serious.
Yeah.
At least any more serious than like the end of our, the walls we hit in heroic progression.
I mean, the way I feel about it is, Mythic is set up for 20 people. You need to have 20 people that can do the mechanics and raid and do damage.
Yeah. That's the part that's always the hardest.
I just don't think that we're there, in my opinion, but
yeah. Well, the hardest Mythic boss is the roster boss. 100% every time. The roster boss, having the 20 players on, ready to go consistently, because that's like a big frustration is, you go in one night, 20 people, put in some good work, and then the next time you want to go into Mythic, you've only got 18 and you can't fill your slots, and you're just kind of like, well, we can either sit around, wait, and try to fill these slots, or just call it. And that's the most frustrating part about Mythic.
All right, so I guess I was trying to steal what your plan was and kind of go off of that, because if you don't need anything off of Donnie, like what's the incentive now? Like pushing parses, I guess. I think it might be an alt kind of world until we figure out what's going on with the Mythic side of things. Excuse me.
Even the Mythic side of things, I mean, the biggest progression we could get from that is getting some of the first 3 bosses on farm. If we were to get that and just get people like the 1 Mythic Plus out of their vault, or 1 Mythic piece out of their raid vault slot, as well as obviously any loot that drops off of the Mythic bosses you kill. But other than that, it would mostly be for the challenge and just something to progress towards, something to do, a goal, you know.
Because now with weapon tokens, do the first 3 bosses drop tokens for everyone? Like I know Druid drops off Huntsman. If we do the 3, is that potentially every class having a token, or how does that lay out? Do you know?
I think if you do the first 3, you can get gear drops from any other boss, like from your raid vault, from any other drop, except for Stone Legion and Denathrius. So I mean, there is the opportunity to get weapon token for everybody. I think.
Well, so
yeah,
there's 4 different weapon tokens, but like on I guess just a boss drop, we'd have to do Huntsman. Oh, so the monk warrior rogue would be the one shafted, because we'd have to get up to council for them to get their weapon token.
rogue is the one that gets shafted. I mean, we could do artificer and get warrior and monk. Oh no, that's offhand. Never mind.
Yep. So
yeah,
Hungarian, I think that's kind of a bubble too. Like 9 minutes struggling there. They put in some time on that boss. But Sun King on, have you seen Sun King on Mythic? If it's that much more variance?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, I guess looking at those, that's kind of a big jump up. Well, Hungarians were his tier drops, so I think that's where he got triggered and left. Well, so I guess you do any looking for raid? Like I do an unusual amount of looking for raid right now. Like you go in there at all? Not at all?
You talking about like the LFR, like
Yeah.
the actual matchmaking? I did on the Demon Hunter just because I needed the Lego off of Denathrius. This is before we had him on farm or anything, so I went in for that just to get my quick Lego. But other than that, no, I don't go in there at all.
So I started going in there for the anima, like if I'm not doing all the stuff in heroic, like because I just raid with Might Tuesdays and there's like 3 bosses. So I've been hopping in there on my main, just plowing through it, because there's really not much wiping going on anymore. Like it's all pretty toned down where it's hard to wipe in those.
Mm-hmm.
So like quick little anima.
On Might Tuesday raids?
No, LFR.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, because I'm not on Tuesday, so I raid Wednesday, and there's like 3 bosses we kill. So I was telling him I'd go through looking for raid, and I'd kill all the first few bosses, just get the ammo.
Gotcha.
Alright, I guess anything else in the raid topic we want to cover?
Nope.
Alright. Well, let's do this. Let's knock out these clips of the week. I've got 2 clips here. We got one from Bronny and one from RobX. So with these clips, I believe they're just Freudian slips on like how Blizzard names things, or like how we just do callouts in general in the game. So I guess, Hack, you able to see split screen here before I roll these?
Yeah, I'm trying to. No, I can't watch it on the phone. It's not letting me watch it here. I can watch it delayed on the stream.
Alright. Well, so RobX here is a streamer that does Mythic Keys. Like, this dude does like 40 hours a week just Mythic Keys with viewers, and like the commitment to his grind is kind of impressive, but we'll see his Freudian slip here.
Didn't die though. Did not die.
I died for your seed. That's wrong. That sounds so wrong.
Alright. Hack, did you see him dying for her seed? Or is that stuck in
No.
for you?
No. Just link, can you link me the clip?
Yeah, good call. So, let's throw
Just
these
in
2
stream
real
chat or
quick.
something?
There's the one for Bronny. Alright. There's the one for Rob.
Oh, damn, but I still can't get that. Not sure if this works or not.
Alright. You good to roll the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I'm saying we don't have to pull really big for this room, do we?
No. Come on, dude. Come on, me. Not. God damn it. Ah, that's. Ah! It happened again. I didn't say that.
Alright. There's the 2 clips of the week, brought from Bronny and Mr. RobX. If you're watching this on YouTube, we got their links below in the comments. Show them some love, give them some follows, give them some likes, reach out to them. And I need your help getting more clips. Like, I gotta go through and watch these clips. If you guys see clips in real time, your favorite streamers, people playing WoW, you yourself, clip them, send them in. Let's show you some love on the stream here, on the YouTube video. And we're still running the promo this month. We got, what, 1 more week left that we can get you in the drawing for some Morningwood merch. Hopefully we should have a new logo coming out. We got Miss Heal to Death working on the new logo. Hopefully we should have that soon. I think we'll wait to do the merch giveaway. But we'll do the giveaway, but we'll wait and get you the merch with the new logo, or see if you want it with the old logo. We'll figure out either way what makes more sense. Alright.
Get them clips in.
Right? Put them in the comments. Help us
Or
out.
you just get it with the old logo, and then you have like a legacy item.
Right? The classic.
We wear some someday.
Vintage.
Alright. Let's move on to WoW events. So this week, not nearly as much going on as we did last week. We got the Shadowland Dungeon event. I believe that's going to be a glass boss, drops an extra piece of loot, is all that really does, right?
That sounds right, yeah.
And how does it work for Mythic Plus? Are we getting 3 pieces on completion, or 2 pieces still, or is this only for normals?
That's a good question.
I feel like this is only a normal one, and I think we've stumped Hakkd. We cut him frozen in his tracks with that question.
He's probably gonna leave again.
I don't know. Can you hear me right now?
Yep.
There, he's back.
Okay. I actually knew about extra gear drops in the Dungeon event week. The only thing I ever knew about is like doing your 4 mythics or mythic pluses for the heroic item as like the weekly.
It drops an extra item on Mythic 0, but not on Keystones.
Yep, not on
Okay, so
stones.
I guess this could help if you're on the alt dungeon grind, right? Last boss, because it's normal, heroic, and mythic plus. So get that extra piece as you're farming through these.
Yeah. Or get your 184 weapon and then spend 88 dungeons to get it upgraded.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Yeah. So not a big thing because it's kind of a niche like group that are just doing mythic keys or where that would really impact this week's event coming up. I want to do a follow-up on the 2 events that happened this last week. So the Ungoro Madness, the big dinosaur event down in the crater. Did you guys have a chance to stop out to that at all?
I think Hakkd went out there, didn't he?
Nope.
So I went out there because I was like, all right, we talked about on the stream. I want to see what this is about. So I don't know why they put this in there, but like I spent an hour out there. What happens in this event? Just so we know for next year is there's like 6, 7 dinosaurs or big like rares that spawn, and they weren't even all dinosaurs. There was like a big Merlock. There was I don't even know, the Cobalt guy, the weird like bone dog looking things, like
Bone Dog.
yeah, whatever that
Bone
was.
dog.
So
That's Hack's new alt.
well, and then you kill one of these things and you get a potion. And the potion you can use on somebody else, and it gives them a buff, gives you a buff. This buff stacks up to 25 times, and it lasts for 3 days. It gives you 4 beneficial buffs, and 1 that's just stupid. No, 3 beneficial and 2 that are stupid. Or cool, however you want to word it. And it's random up through the 25 cap, but the first one is 15% more damage, so it gives you 3% stacking up to 5 times. The other one's 15% reduced damage, so another 3%. Some other one that was actually a functional one, maybe like movement speed or something, and then it was your size increases and then your awesomeness. So like 3 to 15 as it stacks up. So you get this 25 of them from you putting them on people, but then putting it on you, and it lasts for 3 days. That's it. There was no loot that dropped, no gold that dropped. All these guys actually dropped was this little vial that you use on yourself and somebody else. So, and like one boss was glitched. Like it gave the tar boss gave a buff that was 275,000% more damage done by this boss, and it just wipes the raid. So Blizzard, since you guys watched this, fix that. That was kind of annoying, but otherwise I solo healed like 30 people. It wasn't like the craziest like fights either, so I want to say go out to see it, but there's really nothing out there for you. And then Trial of Style. Did you guys do anything with Trial of Style?
Nope. Planned to, but didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I've already won everything I can from Trial of Style, so.
That's true.
I'm I'm just a winner. I'm done. I don't need to go back. So I guess you want everything you want. So I went in there, and the loot, it only has season 1 and season 2 loot. So like I don't know when they started this, but they didn't add anything new. So
Yep.
Way to go, Blizzard, and not adding more to it. But I do want to touch on this because I went in there just to do it. So I did it for an hour last night, and it was. I don't know. So I'm big on rules, and the way the trial style works, it says, "Hey, here's your goal. Like this is the tabard one." So you make like a transmog around tabards. Well, I feel like my tabard was on point because I had the Olympic ring one from back in like what 2013 or 2006, whenever they put that out there, and the top 2 people that won that one didn't have tabards. They did not have tabards. Like, what is this? Like,
yeah,
so,
it's a cool idea. Like, if you all actually follow the rules, and
So what I'm hearing is Lynkz showed up to school with his new outfit, expecting to get all the praise, and found out that his outfit was dope. Was actually whack,
yes.
and he's mad about it now. He's like, they didn't follow the rules.
Right?
I mean, I used to do the same thing. I used to just use my one transmog, my dope ass shaman mog, and use the same thing. Just win them all, get my shit, buy all the things, and I've never done it since. I mean, the idea is cool if everybody votes based on the category.
Right. I think I tried using too much logic to it rather than like it being like the human vote. The human variable is what I didn't expect on it because I was trying to figure out how to beat it like it was like a dungeon boss, but that's not how it works.
So you're saying that your transmog wasn't whack; it was just too logical for everyone to understand.
Yes, right? Like it's like my jokes. Like they just weren't smart enough to get the jokes, right?
It's not that they were bad jokes.
They just didn't understand.
Yeah.
But I was telling you earlier, I did this for an hour, so I think I got like somewhere between 12 or 15 of these in there.
Mm-hmm.
It puts 6 people in there, so like based on numbers, I had a 50-50 chance of making the podium just off numbers. I made the podium 0 times.
Oof.
0 times in that hour. Like I tried, okay, let's go with this. I'm gonna do what it says. Didn't work. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna use a full transmog set, and we're gonna use like the druid one with the face that opens up and the glow shoulders, like the best druid transmog. Nope. Tried using like the goofy slut mogs with the big Coltarian guy like dancing around with a sparkler in one hand and a glass bottle. Like, nope, that didn't work. Like, I left defeated. So
We'll have to maybe today or something we can get a full team in there and have actual fun with it. Because I think when I did it, I just used like I have a Firelands Mage transmog, which looks super cool. So I just use that and win all the time.
like
People like fire.
One. Fair.
Hakkd likes fire, you know.
And he's not even here to rebuttal this. Like,
I know. He'll watch it in the VOD later.
all right, and then an update on last week. So we talked about the PvP brawl being the South Shore Tor Mill battle. Blizzard couldn't figure out how to make it work. Apparently, there's something wrong with their functionality. So we got a Wrathy Blizzard / Fog show, and Moose, you like that one. I don't like it. Like,
It's a good one.
let's see if we get hacked back here.
Jesus, dude. It's not holding up very strong today.
Mm.
All right, so trial style there, Hacked. I guess we didn't get your opinion much on it. So you gonna still stick in? We got a couple days left on it.
Yeah, if I get a chance to actually sit down to play.
All right. Well, we covered all the topics because I guess there's not much going on in PvP. Since I don't think you guys did much PvP, right?
Not really. Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. So, well, I guess let's move on to final thoughts. I guess Moose, what do you got for final thoughts this week?
I'm not too excited about the fixes this week for Mythic Plus, but I'm still gonna try to push some keys with my best friends and see if we can get that IO up to the top of the leaderboard for Argos. You know, got to be the #1 mage.
Got it.
Fair. All right. Fair. All right. Goals. We got some goals set up. And then Hacked, what about yourself? Final thoughts?
I did want to make a note earlier about necrotic. The fact that it drops out of combat. So
yeah.
all you gotta do is drop out of combat for a second, and those stacks drop.
Oh, there's one thing to bring up. For Might, we're doing a PvP tournament this week.
Good call.
Yeah.
Do you have that up? Moose, you want to go over that?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. All right. So it's a cross-faction battleground tournament. The winning team will win 250,000 gold. There's no team requirement, so I believe you can go in solo if you want, or go in with a stack. So first place it's 250,000 gold total. 125,000 for first place, 90,000 for second place, 35,000 for third place, and then fourth place gets to rename Hackd to whatever they want in the Discord channel. So that's pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's what Scrumpy wrote.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. But...
Well, you know, your internet's bad. Yeah, so we'll be running battlegrounds, and basically you get points for winning battlegrounds, I believe.
Yeah, I had to get clarification on that because I didn't know what the actual contest was, and it's battleground wins. So
I think it'd be kind of cool if we could come up with some like super crazy convoluted system for points, like damage done, healing done, just like an average all this shit out in some big fancy convoluted point system.
Go in a temple of Katmagoo, but like you get 5 points for every orb you pick up, but you lose 25 points for every orb you drop.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a new Google Doc recently, right? So we should do some systems so we can add another Google Doc to the Discord, because I feel like it's been a while since we added another one, right?
Yeah, we do need a new pamphlet. They've been really slacking on handing out the information about the guild.
What? I'm sorry.
Nothing, you good, man.
All right, so yeah, we got the Might PvP event coming up here this week. I guess we'll talk about that real quick. So Might PvP event, and then also Might Horde is recruiting. They're trying to build a raid team. So if you play Horde and you want to be on a small little itty bitty baby server, lane, Might Horde is looking for some people to fill in the raid slots. I think they need a couple more people to get that up and going. And I think we've got all the topics, right? Or Moose, you had something. What was there was a pet or something you were going to talk about?
Yeah. So, I believe it's starting up this week. Coming up is the Doctors Without Borders donations are beginning for Bananas and Daisy the Sloth. So if we hit the $500,000 goal, Bananas the monkey will become available as a pet in World of Warcraft. And then if we hit 1 million, Daisy the Sloth, who rides on your back, will be available. So
I want that fucking sloth.
Yeah. and it's going to Doctors Without Borders for their COVID-19 response to help.
To help respond.
Yes.
All right. So there we go. So support a good cause, donate to that, help out the doctors over the borders or what have you, and get us that slot. Like
They're not over the borders; they're without borders.
without borders,
they don't have
borderless.
No borders.
So zero borders. So
They don't run in full screen; they run windowed borderless. You know.
fair, right? Isn't that how we all roll? Like, don't we all run borderless? Unless it's the Twitch app, then we run white mode, and we have to have the borders. So.
Yikes. White mode.
The only time Hackd didn't freeze were for his eyes to roll there, so. All right. Well, I think we are good for the week, unless. No, we're good.
Good.
All good.
Well, appreciate you guys stopping out. Again, we are live every Sunday morning around 8:30ish Central Time, 8:30. We'll be here Sunday morning. We'll be here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can catch me streaming 7 to 10 Central Time. Again, appreciate all you stopping out. Enjoy the rest of your week.